Well, this was a tough day at the office for Cristian, and Josh really brought his A game. But I think Cristian can really get to him next time they play. Look, Josh is a tough opponent. He has a good serve, a great kick serve, which worried Cristian. That kick serve gets up out of the zone a lot, so there's a lot of balls where Cristian was around the baseline and getting balls up too high for him, where he was a little bit weak there. So he's got to move that return position around, go forward a bit, go back, or go to the left and look for a forehand, which he did do on occasions. When he got the forehand, he was able to get control of the rallies. Josh really likes to set up his points from the ad side with his off forehand. That's his primary offensive weapon, and he hits a heavy ball from there. So you've got to keep your depth, and Cristian's actually got a great backhand up the line where he can take the ball early on the rise, hit it to a good target down the line, and that's what you want to do to Josh. Run him into that forehand corner, open up his backhand, and then look to dictate with your own forehand. And don't be afraid to come to the net against Josh. On the juice court, you can use your wide serve quite effectively to him to open him up too, and then look for your forehand on the next ball. So he's got to work on getting his forehand a little bit stronger, and then just play a few better patterns. So I'm just going to go through some. I started with some bad shot selection from Cristian, where he hits a great backhand cross court here, and from there you've got to take control of that point. You don't want to be running back. So if I just go back to that point, you can see Cristian here hits a great backhand cross court to really take Josh out of the court. That's exactly where you want him. You just got to be expecting a short ball there and just get up on it and try to get a forehand. Even in this situation, hit that backhand. If you want to go back cross court, you can see he's hanging on the cross court because of the angles. You've got to come to the net. Make him come up with a passing shot. There's no use running backwards. Here's the next one. This was a great fight off because that was a really, really tough return. So then you just have to be expecting, get ready a little bit earlier and expect a forehand there. So we'll just have another look at that. You can see Josh hits a great return. Puts Cristian on the back foot. He's managed to fight this ball off, which is a really good effort. Shows that, nice and still there to make that backhand and get back into the point. Probably didn't expect as easy a ball, but he needed to split a tiny bit earlier there, and this has to be a forehand, and then you can dictate from there. Instead he ended up hitting a backhand and lost the point, got a little bit lost. This one is just a case of your opponent taking the opportunity and you not. This is the ball right here. Make that a forehand, you're in control of the point. Don't make it a forehand, give the opportunity to your opponent. And you can see the rally continues. As soon as Josh gets the chance, he's moving around looking for his forehand, and he's good enough to put you under pressure and win the point from there. These next ones are execution errors, where it's where I think you've played a good point, you just haven't finished the last shot off. You've set it up reasonably well though. It's a good cross court. You've got your own forehand, and that's exactly what you want to take him out of court. Now you got inside the paint and you just missed it. So I'm not worried about that. You can work on that on the practice court, making that mid-court forehand, but the structure of the point was great, and I'll have another look at it. So if we look again, it's a second serve middle of the box, but you hit a backhand cross court very well, and you held up your court position on the left side, which I like. Got to his backhand. Managed to get yourself a forehand, and this is where I think you can hurt someone like Josh. And that doesn't have to be near the line, that's just to a good target and make him move that way. I'd like that to be a forehand, and then you can really dictate, but you hit a decent backhand cross court, then you got your forehand. What I really liked is the way it moved up and got both feet there inside the paint. And you missed the shot, but you keep playing those points, you're going to win a lot of points. This is another execution error. It's a great return. And you try to hit the backhand cross court, and it would have got to his backhand, which is what you want. Your feet were a little bit too far back and you had to reach for it. So just something to work on in practice, but at least you're playing to the right positions of the court. This is where Josh is able to get the ball up out of his zone with his second serve. That's something you've got to look for. This is where you've got to move your court position around. You can see as he serves, the ball starts to jump, and I'll zoom in on it. You can see it gets up, and you're a little bit weak there in that position. It happened quite a few times during the match. So go forward, take it before the spin really takes its effect, or go back once the spin's sort of dissipated. There's another one here from down the other end. It's a good kick serve, and you'll see it gets up just that little bit high, and you have to jump at it. It's in a weak contact position, and you don't have the strength to get it back. I'll also show one here where you did quite a few of these actually, where you moved to your left and got a forehand and hit a great return. See that jump to the left? Your forehand, you're stronger at a higher point, so the spin doesn't affect you as much. You're pretty strong up there, and that's exactly what you want. You've taken him out of the court, and you're in good position. Against Josh, you're going to have to play some defense. He's an offensive player, and I think Cristian's got the wheels to do that. You can see here. What I really like here is he starts to throw the ball up. So he gets a lot higher over the net, and it's back deep and staying in the point. Makes him take a ball on the rise, I don't believe he can do that over and over again. Once again, you can see Cristian throws it up nice and high. It's got a good height over the net. Lands deep to the backhand. He has a very good angle, which, once again, I don't think he can continue to do that. But just by making this ball and making him play one more, he's around, behind the service line. He was expecting your ball to land inside the service box so he could hit a mid-court forehand. But you aim deep again, threw it up high, and you end up having to hit a sort of an awkward high drive volley that he hit into the net. So it's just one of the advantages of making him play one more ball. Use your serve against him to set up your forehand, and this is a great one. This serve was a tiny bit long, but you've taken him out of the court, okay, and you've had a hit at it, and that's what you want to set up. And you can do that. Here's a live one. Go to the backhand, and boom, great footwork. That's where you want to be. Your feet on the baseline, using your forehand to dictate. From there, you're going to be in control of a lot of points. Another thing you did well was mixing up your second serve. Great one down the tee there. Good one to the body here. Sort of rushed him. That's what you got to do. You can see his court position. He's trying to move around and get a forehand, but you jammed him and didn't let him take the first offensive hit, which is really good. And here's just some really, really good patterns that you want to continue to add more and more into your game. The more I see this coming out in your matches, the more matches you'll definitely win. Looking for the forehand, nice and high over the net, pushing him back, and you get the error. Same again here. Good serve, nice and high, and look at that movement to your left, and it forces him then. He doesn't want you hitting off forehands. So now he has to pull the trigger. He sees the opening. It's not his best shot, and he makes the error long. Great footwork, inside the paint, use your serve, set up the off forehand, make him go for the backhand line. Now you've got him playing the wrong patterns while you're doing the right patterns. And this is the backhand down the line. I think you missed this one just long, very close, but it doesn't even have to be that good. Have a good target, sort of around there somewhere, and then you'll open him up and you'll be in control of points. So we're looking forward to the next time you guys go at it.